Hello and welcome back to the 19th episode of the Dlsone podcast. I'm Adam, or the Rubik's Cubed.
I'm Daniel Goodman, or DG Cubes.
I'm Daniel Karnock, or Derpy Cuber.
I'm Avocado, or #Cuber.
I'm Allison Lee, the Programming Cuber.
And today we have a very special guest, Chris Tran.
Hey everyone. I guess I'm Chris Tran, or Humphrey Whittingtonsworth.
The fourth.
Fourth, yes.
Important distinction. All right. So
The first was his grand ancestors.
yes. As per usual, we'll get started with the Q&A. So who wants to take the first question?
I'll take it. So
All right,
this question
go
is from Will Stengel. How many algs a day should people learn?
It depends on the method, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I feel like we covered this before. Briefly.
Yeah, we said this.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of it also depends on the person and how serious they want to be.
Yeah.
What do you mean
Yeah.
serious?
Case in point, my average is 0.
Zero.
I personally
Oh.
think over a long period of time, it's better than cramming it,
Yeah.
because cramming is never good.
I mean,
True.
it depends on like how many algs you need to learn.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you only need to learn like a few algs, then you can cram it in like a day.
If you only need to learn like less than 20 algorithms, I think cramming
Yeah,
would be
that's
good.
fine.
But more than that is just unhealthy. It's
Unhealthy.
it's just-
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Are we
it'll-
talking
it'll-
like
it'll
a
probably cause you,
long-term
like,
thing?
a headache or something. I don't know.
Are we
knows?
talking for like a competition or for a long-term thing? Because does cramming, I'm asking because I
For
don't
long
personally
term.
know. For long-term. So like cramming 20 algs would work long-term also?
I think so, actually.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Just
you're...
practice them for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, I used to cram algs, like, 12 a week.
Like, so when you were learning, like, ZBLL and, like, you know, the CT subsets and stuff, how many algs a day would you say you learned?
For ZBLL, it was actually, like, per week, so each week I would give myself a subset, so 12.
Okay.
For CT, I just learned, all 200 at once.
Damn.
Wow. Oh my
No.
god.
That's impressive. That is impressive.
Whew. Yeah. Holy crap.
Crazy.
I just wanted to, like, get it in before I forget, because, like, you know, when you learn one subset, you forget the next subset.
Mm.
Yeah.
But if it's just one big subset, it's like,
Yeah.
what do you do now?
That's crazy.
What are you gonna do about it?
Huh.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's move on to the next question. The next question is from Mohit Mishra, and it says, for Christian, when and why did you have the idea to put magnets in a cube? Also, what do you think about Moyu mass-producing a GTS-2M for $25?
I know when he showed me the first prototype for a magnet.
Oh,
Cube.
yeah.
Oh.
It was
Ooh.
back in September or August 2016.
Oh.
Yes.
I don't
That's
know
right.
Oh.
how farther back it goes.
I remember...
DG was there.
Yeah, no, I remember before that even, there was a speed solving thread that I saw, and then apparently it got taken down or something because, like, you didn't want it to spread, but, like, since I'm on speed solving, like, every hour I saw that.
Yeah, I know.
DG, you're correct. That was the original. It was the
Wow.
tail end of August 2016.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Dang.
Goes real far back. It takes a while. It takes a very long time to develop a product like that. No.
A little bit. So, the physics behind it was actually really obvious. We actually had the math figured out within the week. It was mostly because convincing the boss was almost impossible. They didn't believe me. So for 2 months, it just laid there, and no one wanted to do anything with it.
Oh, man.
It was only until I threatened to be like, I'll just sell these myself, and they were like, oh, no, never mind, we'll try, give it a try.
Nice.
That's a pretty good strategy.
Yeah. Okay, and for the second part of this question, I'm not sure what the person is getting at as far as like what they're asking for your opinion, because they mentioned the price point of the GTS-2M. So I don't know if they're asking what do you think about the price point or what do you think about it in general.
Yeah.
Like them starting to mass
But-
produce.
Yeah. I think they did it a bit prematurely. They didn't do it the right way. So I think ideally they should change the mold and have it accommodate, because they could do that easily.
That's true.
For them, Yeah. So as a quality control, they did this more as a knee-jerk reaction to get more quick dollars. A lot of people have the problems with dislodging magnets because their glue is not the best. I wish they did something with the mold instead. It doesn't take long at all. They would have to just CNC a new mold. It would cost a bit more money in the short term, but it would be nicer if they did that.
Just for clarification, so like you're saying like the magnets would be embedded in the mold rather than glued to it?
Embedding is not possible because they use injection molding. They're still going to have to find some compromise like glue plus some type of surface area increase, or do what they did with the Chi-Yi Z-Man Pyraminx.
Z-Man. So it's like a compromise between. So I get what you're saying about like them just trying to put it out as soon as possible for the money, right? Because if I understand correctly, I haven't been buying the most recent cubes, but they just basically glued magnets to a GTS M2 to a GTS 2, right?
It's actually also. But I'm not sure if the public should know that.
Ooh, should we cut that out?
No, it's maybe they don't know who's saying it.
Wait, what?
Okay, so
so
the editor.
Joining us today, we have either Chris Tran or Humphrey Whittington,
or anybody else in the entire world. You should like for that one like voice segment, you should like distort his voice.
Yeah. Do you like that thing like when they do interviews?
Yeah, they have her.
When they do those interviews with like those, I don't know, like criminal people or whatever, like the people who want to be anonymous, and they like made their voice super deep, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. It's
You'll never figure out who it is then.
They put them behind like a curtain with a light, so they're just like a silhouette.
Yeah,
but it's an effect that like doesn't alter the pitch at all. It's like a megaphone effect. So they're.
Oh man.
I wonder who said that.
This has to be taken out, probably.
Do you want it taken out? We can do that.
Oh, I have a suggestion. Why don't we just beep out the part where he's maybe not supposed to say it, and then we can keep the rest of it. So like people will know maybe he wasn't supposed to say it, but they won't know what it is.
I like that.
So that way we
I
can
like
solve
that.
that.
All right, I'll take the next question. So it comes from Underwater Cuber. How hard was it for those of you who can solve blinds, which I think is everyone but Adam,
Yeah.
to learn blind and get your first success?
I have a funny story with blind, actually.
So do I.
All right, you want to go in alphabetical order by last name?
Okay.
So
All right.
My
that
last
means
name?
I'm first. Hey, it just worked out that way.
I sense some bias here.
It just
in
worked out
the
that
way
way.
that you're choosing the order.
All right.
You want to go by order of palest skin?
Hey, it's me again.
Yeah.
All right, so it took me like, I don't know, maybe a month to learn blind, and to get my first success, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks or something. So probably in total it was like maybe a month and a week, like 36 days from when I started
Nice.
to getting my first success. I don't know. All right, who's next alphabetically? Derpy.
So it took me, I don't remember how long it took me, but I do remember it being very long, and very frustrating for both quarters and edges. But my first attempt was my first success.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Dang.
And I was like,
Dang.
and it was late at night with a phone flashlight because it was a school night and I was stupid.
Oh yeah. Wait,
yeah.
Derpy,
I
didn't
think I
I like
remember that.
teach you blind? But
Yeah.
I didn't realize that I was your only source of information, so I didn't teach you parody, and then you didn't know about parody for like a year.
not a year. I wouldn't say a year, maybe like a month or two.
Yeah, it was a while.
I was like, oh, what's this?
Yeah, and you were like,
That's
how
why
come
I'm
I
getting
DNF
DNF.
half of my solves, and it's always off by an R perm?
That was
I
funny.
have a question about this though for everybody who can solve blind, which is everybody. Is there like a distinct point? Because like the sense I've tried before, right? I've tried to learn blind twice and given it up twice, not for any particular reason, just because of loss of interest and lack of time. But is there even a particular point where you're like, okay, this is my first attempt because from what I've done so far, it seems like it's like a gradual type thing, like it builds up. Is there really such
you like
thing as
attempt
like a
corners
first
and you
attempt?
attempt edges and then you.
I had done like blind solves and only corners and blind solves and only edges, but I'd never done a full solve.
Yeah.
Oh,
same.
okay.
Yeah.
Until,
All right,
yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I consider it like an attempt when you actually sit yourself in front of a timer
Yeah.
and do it.
Yeah.
But- oh yeah, so next alphabetically, Ava, how long did it take you?
Oh, like 6 months. But like, okay,
Wow.
so it took me like a week to learn corners from Noah's video. But Noah's video showed it taught you M2, which like I was kind of confused by, so I just like gave up.
Mhm.
And then a few months after that, Sean or Speaky Review made a blind tutorial with OP edges, so I just learned that. Again with the parody thing, I didn't know that like for some reason I didn't catch that in the video.
Oh.
So like I didn't know about that parody existed until like Nats 2016.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
But like I got my
All three of
success
my
before
solves
that.
were DNFs
Yeah.
and an off by an R perm. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Wow. I should have just done an R perm for all three of them.
Oh man.
Alright, so my story is that Ava one day decided to teach me blind, and it was probably like a weekend or something, because I think she started like Friday night and I learned like corners, and then Saturday morning I learned edges, and that day I got my first success too. So I basically learned in like 2
Wait.
days and then got a success
Wow.
like that day too.
Oh my
Dang.
lord.
So okay, so far Allison wins. How about you, Chris?
Yeah,
How did you beat
honestly.
that?
The learning curve on this is like
Jeez.
2 days to 6 months.
Yeah.
But the person who learned in 6 months taught the person who learned in 2 days.
That's true.
Oh no.
Chris, how
that
long
just
did it
says
take
that
you?
Ava's a really, really good teacher.
Apparently.
What about you, Chris?
It took me a whole month, maybe like month and a half.
Okay, so about the same as
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Wait, which method?
I used back then I used 3OP with M2 edges.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I think I only have like one official success ever.
Oh really?
I also only
Yeah.
have one, but I also only like competed once.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
I have a 100% success rate.
Wait, no.
0 for 0.
No, 0 for 0. That's
I know.
ambiguous. That could be
Don't get me
anything.
on a math technicality.
Hey,
Come on.
Lobe
give me
told-
a
Lobe
All
told.
real
Success
numbers.
rate.
It can be anything.
All right.
can't divide by
Despite
0.
me not getting a blind success, I do have something to say here. So my first time I did it was the longest time, that I tried to learn it. 2 weeks maybe. The second time I just got re-interested in blind and just practiced corners only. So the first time I got down to Pachman in maybe a week for corners, and then I started to learn M2. It is very confusing. I still don't have a mastery of like switching the edges in the M slice, but I could do everything else.
Okay.
And
M2 was a
yeah,
little
so I need a little more work with M2. But the second time I sat down and tried to learn blind, 7 or 8 months later, maybe a year. I don't know. I don't really remember. But I just focused on the corners just because I liked. It was less of like me wanting to solve the whole cube blind. I just enjoyed doing the corners because it was fun.
So you should just practice 2x2 blind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would mix up the cube, solve the edges, and then do the corners blind. So
if you
I
do
would say
2x2
I'm
blind-
semi-reliable on corners.
If you do 2x2 blind using an actual blind method, you're very silly.
That's what I do.
I mean, that's the only thing
Um,
I can do because I'm not good enough at 2x2 to not do
Yeah,
that. But
same.
I wouldn't actually do that just like
Yeah.
normally.
And
Derpy, I can't one look 2x2 though.
Yeah, exactly.
You can learn.
But I don't care about 2x2.
Exactly.
So then stop complaining.
Well, we
I'm
weren't
not
complaining. You were
complaining.
complaining about us using a blind method on 2x2.
Okay, but okay.
I think I've gotten sub 20s with OP on 2 blinds. So
Nice.
Jeez.
there's that.
Wow.
And I've shown DG this, but I've always had trouble with memo, just probably because of lack of practice. But I have
Oh, yeah, your weird
interesting.
method.
I have an interesting memo technique now for corners.
Whoa.
It's based on position of the pieces. So I have different names for pairs of positions of corners, and it's for
Wait, is it, like,
for some reason it
visual?
works for me. I don't think it's practical because I only do corners. So if I were to add in edges, it's way too short term, I think. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I really don't have experience enough. I just like doing it because it's fun. So.
Wait, is it like you visualize where the corners go? Oh, okay.
Sometimes I have like a name, so like I can't explain it. Like imagine you're looking at a 3x3 from the front view, and the top right corner on the right face is the first edge that you need to switch, and then the bottom right facing you is the second corner. Like I call that a spiral. So like I have different names for the position pairs, and then I just memorize it that way.
Interesting.
It works best for me for some reason, but like I said, I don't think it's practical in the long run if I were to learn edges.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's all our blind stories. How about the next question?
Great idea. Why don't you read it?
All right, from Harley Diamond. I realize that we don't know what future cubes will be like, but if there was some cube that was as close to perfect as a cube could possibly get, do you think companies will continue to make new 3x3s even though people won't get them? Or do you think that this will never happen?
Ooh, I like this.
Yeah, I like this too.
Yeah.
May I start?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm like I comment about this a lot. I did like a short like Q&A on my Instagram once, like where I would answer questions like every week, and one of them, inevitably you're gonna get this in a Q&A if you decide to do a Q&A series, like are our 3x3s right now like perfect or the closest to get to perfect? And I think the answer is no, and it never will be, because there's always somewhere that it can go that you would never expect it to go.
Exactly.
And like here's a prime example of like a switch that in
Magnets.
maybe in 5 years we're gonna look back and like view it as like a pivotal point in like a turning of the improvement of 3x3s. When magnets first came out, I remember discussing this. It was like sort of like, I don't know, like if you like the feeling you should do it, but like it was strongly, I remember a lot of people saying it was strongly emphasized that magnets are just like, if you like the feeling, they're not going to improve your times, they're not going to all this and this, right? Then we got magnets, we got boron treatment, which, thank you, Chris. And now we actually see serious improvements. Like serious speed cubers use magnetized 3x3s and boron treated 3x3s. That's not a coincidence, it's because they're better. And like nobody a year ago would ever think that everybody would be having boron treated magnetized 3x3s. There's the improvement we're talking about. So my answer is no. It could definitely go a different place.
I'd like to say something close to that. Are you guys? I forget if it's Noah Arthurs or Felix who made a cubing world video about like the stepping stones of like a mountain kind of thing of cubing.
Yeah.
And how like.
Noah Arthurs.
Okay, yeah, I think it was Noah. Yeah. I forget. I think Felix did the mountain and Noah did the steps. Whatever. But like, you can like. You can go up, and then like once you can't go up anymore, whatever it is, like speed or a potential, then you go horizontally, which is like actual improvement. Then you go potential improvement, and then actual improvement, then potential, and keep on going up the steps. And I feel like that can go the same way for cube performance. So like potential improvement kept on increasing as new cool little projects came about from Chris's head. And then the actual improvement was displayed through the performance of those cubes through, them actually being performed.
I love that
cubes.
Analogy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, Derpy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Chris, what do you think about this? Like, if assuming somehow there is a way to get like a perfect 3x3, do you think like companies are still gonna make more? Because like I find that aspect of the question like really interesting.
Yeah, I think that I have a few hunches. I think perfect is different for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think what's going to be big in the future is like tailored cubes to the person. So like someone's hand is a certain size, the ratio of the fingers to the flanges.
Whoa.
I think.
Whoa.
That sounds
Interesting.
impossible.
Yeah, that sounds pretty.
It's
cool.
actually
That's what they said to
possible.
magnets.
So one of the things
crazy.
I want to get into, like after the cubicle, is designing cubes for each person, and this could cost about $100 to $200.
Wow.
And there's nothing I want to work on, but I think the future. I am pretty sure the future is cubes tailored to the person.
Yeah,
That
Wow,
just
that's
blew my
pretty
mind.
crazy. Yeah.
If I could,
So
if I
cool.
could
That's
pay,
pretty
if I
crazy.
could pay $100 or $200 for a cube that's perfect for me, and I'd never need to get another one, I would do that.
Yeah,
And it never
Yeah.
dies.
Like that's worth it.
because
Yeah.
yeah,
we spend hundreds of dollars on cubes. Not
Yeah.
necessarily 3x3s, but
yeah.
maybe if you
like,
compete in
over
enough
time.
events, you do for speed cubes.
Over
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yeah. And I think there are two things to bounce off on what Chris originally said. That is perfect is different from everybody. Feeling is always going to change between a person. Like, if you look at like the history of 3x3s, and you see like I like the Hua Long because of how it felt with like the bumpiness and stuff, and other
The
people
first
like the
14
Thunderclap
turns.
because of its
the
smoothness.
14 turn. Wow.
15 turns
yeah,
in, you're
so
like, I don't like this anymore.
that's true. I only like the first few turns, but like it'll always be different because like companies will still produce them, maybe with the same sort of mechanism ideas. Like everyone will be magnetized because that improves cubes, but maybe the feelings are a bit different, and different people can choose feelings that are best for them. Also, additionally, I feel like something that we've improved on but can still improve on is the durability of cubes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I decided a
How
little
long they last.
right.
Yeah.
I decided a little while ago that I wasn't going to buy any new 3x3s or test any new 3x3s because I'm fine with my Yuexiao and it hasn't died on me yet. So when it does die, I'll get a new one. But like if you look at Zanchis, those die quicker than like Yuexiaos or GTSs.
Look at Chi
today.
Swans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Those things die in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're a Hessler, you can kill like Chi Squan in literally an average of 100.
Yeah,
Derpy,
I need to get
Derpy.
a get a
It's-
Volt.
It's like
So.
it's like the weapons in Breath of the Wild.
Yes! Yes! Oh my god. Breath of the Wild players
I have the
listening
Volt,
out there.
and I don't know about the Volt. It's
It's-
good, but
My
it's
core's already stripped.
ouch.
On the
Seriously?
Volt? Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
we're gonna
it's-
release something for
Wait,
them.
on the Volt?
Yes,
Oh, really?
on the
Oh.
Volt. I'm holding up a
So-
stickerless Squan.
We have a 3D printed adapter that goes into a lock nut,
Whoa.
and we're gonna include those in our premiums. We have a few
Wow.
hundred already.
Really?
Cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I was thinking
salty
about
enough on the
getting
Volt.
one of the premium ones just because, like, I don't care about like switching squans. I just want to have one that lasts, you know.
Mm.
So I think
You
it's
know-
worth the investment.
I noticed my Moyu Magnetic Pyraminx, like at Princeton fall, I like dropped it on a table from like maybe 6 inches up, and it like was never the same after that. It just like
What?
it died. Yeah, and
Oh,
like
wow.
yeah, so I got a Cubicle Premium one, which is like so much better, and it's amazing. Like I tried doing a solve on the like, cause I did like an average of 1,000 recently on my new one, and then I tried going back just to do a single solve on the old one, and it's like terrible, and I don't know how that
Huh.
happens because it used to be great,
Huh.
and yeah, I don't know. It's just like
This
I.
commercial is sponsored by the Cubicle.
Yeah,
US.
that's what I was gonna say. It's sponsored by
I
This
could
podcast
never go
brought to
back
you
to
by
my
the-
old self-broken in pyramids, but with the Cubicle Premium Moyu Magnetic Pyramid, I could do averages of 1,000,000 if I could.
In summary, buy all of the Cubicle Premium cubes.
Oh my god.
Buy all of the cubes.
Even if you can't afford them, just buy them
Buy
anyway.
all of them.
You can always get out of debt. Come on. You can't always have Cubicle Premium cubes.
You can be in debt, but will you have a good main that'll last?
Excuse, yeah.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
But yeah, I've been really careful with my premium one because I don't know, man. If it drops, then it dies. I don't know if I can endorse
It's like
it anymore.
the Moyu Pyraminx only dies if you drop it at a specific height on a
Yeah.
table.
I don't
And
know how
with-
it happens.
And with the new cubicle mattress, your cube won't drop on any hard surfaces.
Introducing the new Cubicle magnetic screwdriver. It can screw almost everything.
Premium V2.
Wait, actually,
Limited
I just
edition.
had a good idea.
What?
What if stack mats were like cushioned, so when you drop the cube on them, it like
Or
affects it less.
Or you could have the new cubicle neck strap that you attach your cube to. And then it will never fall.
Could you imagine how ridiculous someone would look like holding their cube out like this
Yeah.
and it's like a neck strap.
You wouldn't be able to rotate your cube.
Yeah. You cube rotate and you pull your neck with you. You're like, oh.
Yeah. Say you have a cross on front, you'll have to do PLL on back. Oh no.
It's like
No,
when you
but
have
legit,
to solve
I would
keychain cubes.
get-
Well,
I would get a cushioned stack mat though. I think that could help.
wait,
That would actually be a good idea.
aren't they supposed to be kind of cushioned at least?
I don't know.
Maybe
It doesn't
maybe
really
sh-
feel like it.
DG, you could do that for free. Just get a pillow and put it on your stack mat. Done.
That's true.
Yeah.
Actually,
Or just
I
like
think-
take 2
I think-
stack mats and like put some like
I think
cotton in between.
I think even a little increase in the thickness of the mat and or the density of the material can exponentially increase the weight of it. So that will probably raise prices, and stack mats are already very expensive. Or
The
it's
mats?
whole-
Are the mats
Wait,
the
the
whole,
mats?
The whole bundle thing.
Oh no, I'm just talking about the mat.
Yeah, the
Oh.
mats aren't expensive.
Okay, but it could still raise prices.
Yeah, I guess so.
But I mean, if it has a significant advantage,
I'm
then
trying to
it's
get a
worth
new custom mat from.
But like, how many?
Custom
How
mats
many-
are cool.
I feel like that's way too rare of a situation to
it.
make it like making a custom new product too.
I
You
don't
know, like how many
Yeah.
times have you dropped your cube on a stack? Like, I mean, obviously it's happened to you.
Many
but, like-
times.
No,
Many times
okay,
you
you
just
haven't
do
let
this.
me finish. And
I'm sorry,
and
too
it
easy,
broke.
Derpy. Sorry.
Adam, regarding the next question, if you had to get rid of one host on the show, who would it be? You would be my
Oh.
first pick.
All right. So
Man.
moving on to the next
Oh,
question
God, okay.
from. All right. So moving on to the next question, Underwater Cuber again asks for Chris. What do you consider your biggest cubing success and failure?
Oh, wow, that's So, is this like related to my work stuff or like just cubing in general?
I mean,
wonder?
they just
It
said
just says
cubing, so I
cubing,
imagine cubing in general.
Yeah.
So my biggest failure would be learning optimal ZBLL in 2009.
Mm.
That was a really bad idea.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
we didn't really know any better back then.
Because they weren't very good at Alex, right?
Yeah,
Were
those
there-
were pretty bad.
Were there better Alex at the time, or was that like all there was?
You had to make them yourself, so eventually I
Oh.
did, but
Wow.
that was the biggest waste of my time.
Mm.
Um,
Really?
My biggest success, dang, I guess my 8 single.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
Oh,
that.
that was
That
pretty
was
great.
cool.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
good.
pretty
Yeah.
great.
I wasn't there for that, but I was told about it. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
You
guess
good?
that's it.
Yeah. That is. I think that's probably okay. Wait, I imagine you were using a magnetic cube for that, right? So
Yeah.
so that means
You're
you're
using your own
probably
mod.
the fastest. You probably have the fastest time for somebody who used their own cube and their own method.
What are you talking about?
GG, that reminds me of like the sports stat where they're like, that's just the most home runs by a person in October when they're wearing cleats size 12.
No, but do you get what I'm saying, right? Because like they're like
Guys, I have the fastest cube feet solve with 2 pops in it.
I don't think you should say fastest. I think you should just say it's a solve by someone
Okay,
with
yeah,
their own cube
that's true.
and their own.
He's like the
And-
only person.
Okay, no, because there's also Erno Rubik, right?
What about Matt's Volk and his 474?
Yeah, sure.
That's true. Oh,
You just
that's
said
a
it was
good
the
point.
fastest. He has literally like half the
Okay,
time.
so you're WR2.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's not a full method. That's just a subset.
Yeah, but
True.
it's
Exactly.
still, his own thing.
Yeah. I always
Well,
thought it was
technically,
cool when
I mean,
Miles
ZZ
has
Andrew-
a subset
I mean,
too.
Chris Tran didn't invent ZZ. Like,
Yeah, mine's also a subset.
That's true.
Oh yeah, true.
I always found it impressive
you've been
with
debunked.
I thought the ZZ stood for Chris Tran.
Oh, he's dying.
What did the CT stand for?
It's a Chris Strand. Chris Strand. Chris Tran.
So Chris's Tran cubing method.
It's a Chris Strand ZZ.
Let's call it CTCT. CT squared. Wait, that's not the right thing. Wait,
No.
I'll shut up.
2CT. 2CT.
I
No,
always
it'd be
thought
CT
it was really cool how good Andrew got with like or colorful pockets with ZCTT.
Yeah.
And like how good he is in the world, like comparatively to people who use that method, right? Is he
Yeah.
the second best or first best?
I think he has a low 10 average on video. I'm not sure.
I think that's so cool.
That's pretty
like
crazy.
to pioneer and like to really like push and only use that new method and be sub 10. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for him. I don't think he knows what CFOP is.
Oh, I saw this comment where somebody was like, Alex Lau is the fastest Rue solver, and someone replied, "What about Felix? He used Rue."
Oh my god.
No, they were like, he used Rue in his 566.
No, that was probably just a U perm.
It was like
Oh
an H
my
perm,
God.
and they're like, oh, they used M slices. It's rude.
Yeah. That was a
That's
really
good,
fast
that's
M
good.
slice subset. Wow.
Rude.
That was a really fast L6E.
Oh man. Oh yeah. So yeah. So. Who wants to ask the next question?
Oh, I'll go.
Oh
Alright.
wait, can we extend this question to some
Yeah.
other people? Because I feel like it would be interesting to see the self-analysis by other people on the biggest
Oh.
success and failure.
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
It's hard.
Let's do everyone.
That was smart.
All right. Reverse alphabetical order. Adam first.
Oh no, you're putting me on the spot.
Wait,
I
A
really
is the
have no
first
idea.
letter of the alphabet. I
Um,
don't get it. Lol, JK, Lisa Scrizz.
Biggest success. The first thing that comes to mind is like, and this sticks with me when I sent Crazy Bad Cuber the blue stripe cube, and
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a long time ago.
and yeah, and I got like I remember how crazy it was to me at the time. I got like 240 something subs in a day, and that was like mind blowing to me.
Dang.
Oh, dang.
But I can't say that's my biggest success, personally, because looking back on that now, although it did make my interest in sticker modding that like I try to do today, even though I don't have the time, I think it has to be the first sticker mod. The first sticker mod. I don't know what motivated me to make it. I just came up with the idea and I was like, this is cool, let me make it. So
Fun.
I'm gonna say like that moment was like before even CPC made it popular. CBC made it popular for me. Thank you to him. That was a turning point. Failure. Where do we start?
Oh, Adam.
Aw.
When were you born?
Oh my god.
Allison, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. Alright.
I'm just gonna say,
He's out of his chair.
I'm just gonna say, my attempts. Oh, my Lube video. That'll be good. All
Oh,
my
yeah.
god.
right, moving on.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so.
I love that video to this day.
It was funny at the time.
Oh man, in terms of videos failing, I have some that are pretty embarrassing. But biggest success. I guess there was just a moment where like after my channel was getting bigger, when this whole episode just sounds like it's a huge Cubicle sponsor deal. Because I
There you
was
go.
because I got an email. I don't remember when it was anymore, but I got an email from Phil that was like, "Hey, if you need any camera equipment, we'd be willing to provide it." And I'm like,
Oh, I remember that.
"Whoa, yeah."
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "Holy crap!" Like I was
You
like,
got
"I made
some
it, I
fancy
made it, man!"
stuff.
And then I ended up getting like this crazy tripod. And I was like, "Wow, this is kind of crazy." Like I was offered to like get sponsored for video like supplies, and I was like, "That's just kind of really cool."
I remember,
yeah.
that was
It's just like-
exciting. I remember that.
Yeah,
That
it
is
was just
cool.
like symbolic of success, and I was like,
Yeah.
"That's pretty great."
That was really
Failure. all of my official averages are pretty. Not all of them. All of my official 3x3
Every
averages
single
are very depressing. I think my first 3x3 average is the only 3x3 average that I was really happy with. It was like a 25 at Princeton Winter 2014. And after that, all of my 3x3 averages have just been really disappointing.
It's okay, Allison.
Like, I'm still trying to get a sub 10 average in competition. It's not gonna happen until like I'm actually sub 9 and I'm gonna get a sub 10.
Yeah.
All right, who's
Ava,
next?
what's your biggest success in rubrics?
Rubric. Nice rubric.
Nice rubric.
Nice Roblox.
Roblox.
Maybe like the 755.
Oh
my
I don't really count that.
Oh!
That was such a fluke that that like I don't think I want to.
You know what else? You know what else was a fluke? Your reaction. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. When you average like 13?
Yeah.
Like
It was like
yeah,
11,
like
12,
or
7, 10, 11.
Yeah. What is that?
Something like that.
I remember that actually. It was on the left side of Nationals 2015.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, that's
I was,
specific.
That's
I was
really
one of the judges
specific.
at that section.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
But probably not that because like that's a fluke and like I don't know. I'm just not like that proud of that. Probably like female summer ranks average. or
Oh,
something.
nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Congratulations.
Like-
Oh,
Congratulations. Quack, quack.
Congratulations.
And single. And then failure, just like I failed so much due to timer reset.
Oh my
I
god!
remember
Remember we called Ava like the DNF princess or something after after DNF
And
queen
then
Sarah
when your
Strong.
mom gave you advice, she said, "Be yourself."
Wait,
I-
so Ava,
we
does
have
that
video-
mean Sarah Strong is your mother?
We
Oh,
all
wow.
have footage from like those of us at Nationals 2014. We're all with Ava. Like I have footage of her DNFing Scube due to it, like a timer reset. Just we're all like standing there. And we're like, again, Ava.
Huge hashtag mega compilation hashtag Cuber DNF cube.
Alright, Derpy.
Oh, I thought about this for a little bit while you guys were talking, and so success, probably would undoubtedly be my podiuming in 2x2, 2015 Nats.
Ooh.
I haven't felt so excited about any cubing achievement to that level at all since that. I mean, I've had very high points, but I've never had that much of a high point. So that was definitely my biggest cubing success. And failure, it's related, or I felt really bad because I had like I felt like I had standards to kind of live up to, would be the year after when I wanted to, do the same, and I thought it would be a little easier, like, because I had done it before. And then I flopped and got almost in last place because I was nervous, and it was a completely different environment. And the scrambles were much worse, and
Oh yeah, I heard the scrambles were like
the scrambles were not good.
Don't talk about scrambles.
Yeah.
They'll do your nephew.
It's
Yes, after they've already been publicly released, he will DNF everyone.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Years
I
after the
remember,
event.
I remember re-looking at them, like a week after, like the 2x2 scrambles, and just like 4 out of the 5 solves, I was like, there's literally nothing here. There's nothing good here.
Yeah, I couldn't one look like 1.
There's like actually nothing here. And I was like, wow, I kind of feel a little better about not doing that well.
Yeah.
But, whatever. It's 2x2. It's a luck-based event.
Yeah.
So, what do you expect? But,
Win some, you lose some.
yeah, that taught me to not really rely on 2x2 too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So D
Nice.
cubes.
Oh yeah, so I would say my biggest cubing success would be my
Reaching
first
50
podium.
subscribers.
50
Roast the machine tonight.
By the
Yeah,
way, congrats on
derpy.
that.
I think your biggest success should have been when you received that present from us for your birthday.
Oh, that was pretty solid too. I still have the clock. So I would consider my biggest cubing success my first podium, which was at Doylestown 2015.
Hey, I remember
It was a
that.
510 Pyraminx average.
Oh yeah.
It's funny because, like, I remember all the other comps before that, like, I'd gotten 4th in Pyraminx a lot of times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, God,
and
that was
I was
bad.
always really, like, devastated. And then at this comp, I got 2nd, and my reaction was, like, nothing. I was just like, yeah, I did it. You know, like, it was just, like, a happiness without being, like,
Too overreactive.
like freaking out. Yeah, like it just put me in a good mood, you know. So like I would say that was my first like my biggest success, because that like kind of
Wait,
yeah.
DG. I'm surprised it was your biggest success wasn't another event at Doylestown that you had.
Shut up.
Wow.
He can't even
Yeah.
say his failure now. He's just
Well,
done.
my biggest
Wow.
failure would probably I want to say when I DNF'd Pyrrha that time.
Oh.
like, I don't know. I mean,
You still got a
that was
podium
really
for that.
disappointing. But like I don't know. I think my biggest failure in cubing
was meeting Adam.
in preschool.
When he didn't cube.
What did I do wrong tonight?
Anyway, Adam, you're being kicked off the podcast. Wow, we should call this
I don't
podcast
know.
The Bash of Adam.
Yeah, I guess
The
I'll
death
just
of
say,
Adam.
for the sake of moving on, I'll say that DNF Pyrrha average at Manhasset, just because that was annoying.
Okay. You yourself and Pi. Question for Chris. You've undoubtedly been in competitions in a lot of states. Which one is your favorite and why? I assume which competition, not which state. Unless it means what state.
No, I think which state
Nebraska.
makes sense.
Oh, okay. Oh my
I'm
god.
in Nebraska.
Alright, we're moving on.
Wait,
We're
you
moving
are?
on.
Wait, where are you? I didn't hear it.
Oh my god, I just realized TPC doesn't have braces.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
noticed
got
that.
them off.
Hooray.
Wow.
Allison, smile.
Yes, all the viewers can see.
Hey, the viewers can hear your smile. You know, you're never fully dressed without a smile. That's what they say.
What?
Did you never watch Annie? Come on. That's a classic.
Okay.
So my favorite comp would have to be like the Indiana comps. I always get good vibes at Indiana, so I've been there in 2013, 2015.
And
I
soon to
think
be 2017.
And 2016.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
You were there 2016.
2016. Wow, you know my comps better than me.
What do you do in your free time?
No.
I gotta know where Chris
On
Tran
January 25th, 2016, at 4:04 p.m., you got an 8.26 on 3x3.
No, Ava just has one of those boards like in detective movies, so like where Chris is at all points
Yeah,
of time.
yeah.
Like,
Your
She
geographical
just has a
coordinates
big
were-
map on her wall.
Okay, question for everyone. If you had to get rid of one host on the show, who would it be?
Alright, alphabetical order. I'm gonna kick off. I'll kick off Ava because her computer sounds is really annoying to edit. Sorry, Ava. Derpy, how about you?
Mercy.
Probably myself, because my laugh is hard to edit. My laughs are loud, and Ava gets annoyed. Or everyone gets annoyed.
True.
Everyone gets annoyed when they edit me, right? I think.
Edit
me
you.
in Photoshop.
Ava, who are you kicking out?
Oh wait, it's Ava.
DG, because you said me.
Oh, wow. I actually have a similar answer as Derpy, kind of, because sometimes, I don't know, my microphone picks up audio weirdly, so sometimes it
Like
goes
you
way too
eating
loud, and
watermelon?
then sometimes it's like... Yes, watermelon, that too. But also, sometimes Ava's too quiet, so then we have to, like, raise her volume all the time.
Yeah, man.
I've
When
had
we edit,
when
so
I
that
edit,
too.
I've had moments where I just cut out like a solid 30-minute chunk of Ava's audio.
Same.
Because it's just total silence on her end.
It's silence,
and
but then there's background noise, so
see
you
a
just
little
cut out
audio,
all the background
like
noise.
I see like a little audio wave, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what that is, and it just like, huh.
Yeah. No, a lot of times it's just typing.
Yeah.
Like, Ava, what are you typing?
Just a fork dropping.
Ava's entire waveform, like, there's like one little jump, and you're like, oh, what's that? And she's like clearing her throat, and she doesn't say anything. There's just silence.
I was like, yeah, Mom?
Yeah.
Wow. The roast of Ava.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Adam, how about you?
I think this
Who's
episode
out?
should just be called The Roast in general. It shouldn't
The
be The
roast.
Roast of Adam.
I would
Just The Roast.
I would kick out DG so I wouldn't have any competition for hosting or which is the best segment.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
It's just because you know I'm right.
Ooh.
Wow.
And Chris, just from your experience
And
in this episode,
So
who would you
far.
kick out?
Oh, his face. He's
I
scared.
don't know. I think it's too early to make enemies.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Good-
Okay.
Good statement.
Nice.
See, Adam only wants to kick off DG because he's tired of seeing him do the outro better than he does.
Oh my god.
True though.
Wow.
All right.
Guys, do we need to like see a
Burning
therapist or
up from all this
something?
fire.
I think we all need to see
Moving on,
therapists.
Moving on. Let's like rapid fire these.
True.
All right,
So,
all right.
From our
So
favorite
from
guy,
Roy,
Roy Lee.
from Roy Lee to Chris, what do you like or dislike about being a delegate?
Pretty much the work sucks. Dealing with other delegates kind of sucks. Like online, after you post things, they'll like criticize you and just tear you apart. Like, well, I can't believe you gave him an extra. What are you doing with your life?
Really?
Yeah, it's really scathing.
Dang.
I think the best part would be like being in WDC because that's when you hear all the juicy gossip.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're the head of all the
Nice.
drama.
Yeah.
Alright,
Oh,
this
speaking-
one can definitely be rapid fire.
Okay.
The next
Yeah.
one. The Cubing Addict. What are all your favorite sports?
Oh.
Basketball.
Non-applicable.
Sports ball.
Playing would be track because that's the only thing I've ever like played, like track or cross
Running
country.
isn't a sport, it's a life skill.
Shut up.
Rapid fire. Who hasn't said one yet?
Yeah, Ava.
Soccer.
Oh wait, yeah, that's not even a question.
That I've played tennis, although I played basketball non-competitively just for fun. So basketball, I like watching football. Basketball.
Yeah, football's fun to watch. Bicycles are fun.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just look in the background of any of Chris's videos.
Oh, true. For me, I've played some volleyball on occasions, and since it doesn't involve that much running, and I'm not very good at running, I really like playing volleyball. It's a lot of fun.
I would
Okay.
have thought you would say parkour.
Oh well.
Oh, yeah.
That's. Don't talk about my dark past, Chris.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Derpy dang.
That's your dark past.
Derpy dang.
No. Oh no.
Derpy day.
All right. Next, Cubing Burger asks. I love that name.
Cubing Burger, you're going in the
Subs-
username Hall of Fame.
Subscribe to my second channel, Cubing Steak, Cubing Hot
Anyway,
Dog.
Cubing fries.
Cubing Turkey
Cubing
Burger.
Burger asks for Chris. Do you listen to podcasts, especially the Dlsone podcast? While working?
Spaghetti.
No, I mean, I've heard when you posted the first 2 episodes on speed solving, I gave those like a casual listen, but when I work, I usually watch horror movies.
Whoa.
Like scary
Oh.
movies.
Oh,
Interesting.
that's
Yeah, because the
interesting.
sun's still out.
Oh. So it's not as scary.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's pretty interesting.
Interesting. Gets the
I think-
adrenaline pumping. Work.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you don't finish your number of cubes, you're gonna get attacked by whatever's in the movie.
Here's Johnny. All right. Modern Cubing 1 for Chris. How did you pick your channel name?
Oh, I know this.
Yeah, Derpy, I think you told me about this.
Oh, do you remember Derpy?
Yeah, I remember
It's
at
like-
Nats 2016 FMC whatever round. You told me, and you were like, you tried to make a bet with your friend about what was the most British sounding name ever.
Yes, that's it. Yes.
And
Oh.
you came up with Humphrey Willingsworth IV. Sorry that I'm stealing your story.
No, it's cool. I'm really impressed you remember. Yeah, it was 2009, and
Oh,
there's
that's
this
funny.
British guy named Rowan. I forgot his last name already, but he was British and he came up with this name. He was like, I'm Jeffrey Penningtonson. And I was like, well, I'm Humphrey Whittington-sworth.
Worth.
I love that intonation. It's like Whittington
Yeah.
Worth.
That's great. All right.
I'm
This one.
Frederick Longbottom is worth.
This next question can be answered really quickly, so I'm just going to take it and answer it, and then we'll move on because we're running out of time. Jad Kelly Bryce JKB, which is like really repetitive, asks, when do you think is the best time to go to a comp? Like if you average sub 1 minute on the 3x3 using beginners, should you go? From your guys' personal experiences, would you be annoyed if you saw somebody at a comp solving with beginners? No, go whatever you average.
No,
it's
that
fine.
is the
You'll
worst
have
reason.
Yeah, and no one's gonna be annoyed.
the worst
If they're
reason not
annoyed,
to
then
go
they're
to a
stupid.
comp.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go and hang out and have fun. It's
Yeah.
good.
No one will
Okay,
care
and
if you
also your
average it.
username is going into dishonorable mentions.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
All right.
All right,
before-
Adam.
Oh
you
God.
You want to take the last one?
Yeah, you
Oh,
can.
you're
pronounce
giving me
it.
this one? All right.
I'm
Yeah,
giving you this
yeah.
one.
This is from Vorherster cubing. I tried. For everybody, what is the most appropriate term for people who solve twisty puzzles, cubes, What is the most appropriate term for people who solve twisty puzzles?
Why did they say solve?
Cubers, cubists, or puzzlers? That it's not
Cubers.
worded very well, but
Definitely.
I like
cubists.
cubers. Yeah. I probably mostly because I'm used to it. I don't know. Maybe if we started off using cubists, we would be used to that. But cubers.
when you
is
say
still more
puzzlers, I think of like two things. I think of people who do jigsaw puzzles or people who puzzle you. It's like
I think
he's a puzzler.
when I think puzzlers,
confusing.
when I think puzzlers, I think people who don't speed cube but still are interested, like
Yeah.
Tony Fisher.
Oh
cube,
yeah, I
like
get
Tony
that.
Fisher.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I think.
Chris, how come you say cubists a lot, right?
Yeah.
How come you say that?
That's what it was back in the old school days.
He also
But-
he
Really?
just makes funny names, funny
Yeah, I
pronunciation,
remember that.
and names for everything. He says Sean's YouTube name is Ubber Cubber. He says the cubicle.
The clavicle.
The clavicle.
Z-
Clavicles.
Clavicle.jpg.
Megaminix.
Megaminix. Oh yeah, Megaminix.
Yeah, it's pretty much just all
This episode is
references.
sponsored by the
jokes.
clavicle.
The clavicle.us.
Clavicle.uk.hk now store.
.au.
Okay.
I think there's like grammatical rules about that. Like, how come one guy's a painter but another guy's an artist?
Ooh.
I think there's a
That's
grammatical
true.
rule, and if we figure out the rule, we can figure out once and for all who's right, cuber or cubist.
Whoa.
I'm gonna search that right now. We should figure this out.
Alright.
Versus ist.
While you're doing that, I guess I'll get the share link for this to send it to Chris.
Yeah.
Or who did
Okay.
what?
So
Who
now
did
we're
what?
moving on to everybody's favorite segment.
Wow.
Who did what? So, if you don't know the rules of who
Wait,
did
sorry, I found it.
Oh my God. DG. Really?
Okay, sorry, I'm sorry. It just I found it and it's related. Anyway, sorry. Do you want to continue or should I? This is awkward. What
what?
did you
No,
do?
no, DG, say
rudely
it, and I have
interrupted
something
Adam.
to add. I have something to add to the ending thing. I have another
Oh,
name for
no.
cubers. So, go
Okay.
first.
So it says ist is added to words to form nouns denoting a person with a particular creative or academic role, one who subscribes to a particular theological doctrine or religious denomination, or one who owns or manages something.
For
And
example.
Yeah?
For example, I'm a Jewist.
And on the other hand, is added to verbs as a person or thing that does an action indicated by the root verb used to form an agent noun, or added to a noun denoting an occupation, person whose occupation is the noun. So I would say it's cuber.
Yeah,
it's
because we
Cube
cube
is a verb in
Yeah,
this
cubing.
case,
I would,
right?
Yeah.
I would like to add, file means somebody who's interested in, so like number file, so cube file.
Oh, cube file.
Interesting.
So are
Ooh.
you a Jew?
Doesn't really
or
roll
no?
off the tongue. It sounds like pedophile, but
Oh yeah, because file is Greek for like liking or loving.
right. So
Yeah.
But yeah, so technically, like grammatically, cuber is correct.
Wow.
All right.
Well, we thought
Okay.
that
That's what
Chris, I sent
do.
you the link to the show notes doc. And
All
so
right,
just
I'm
gonna scroll
starting
down
this
to who
intro.
did what.
So now it's time for everybody's favorite segment. Who did what?
You say that
So if you
with
don't
way
know
too
the
much
rules,
confidence.
it's episode 19. Go back and learn the rules. Let's get started.
Wow. So much sass.
No, I'll explain.
That's how you make people
So-
watch other episodes and get more money.
Basically, all four of the hosts have written down.
Five, though.
All five of
Adam,
the hosts. I don't
oh
exist.
my God.
All five of the hosts have written down. No, I got rid of myself. Don't worry. All five of the hosts
said
have
all.
written down an embarrassing or funny story. It does not have to be Cuban related about themselves. And our guest Chris has no idea who wrote what, so he has to read through all of them out loud.
And guess who did
Just
what?
remembering when who started reading them but not out loud.
Oh, I don't know.
Is it like
Andrew did that.
Oh.
Andrew did that.
Probably.
Yeah, so I want to make this very clear because there's somebody always messes it up. So basically, Chris, you're going to start reading them out loud, and you're going to read through all five of them. Then you're going to go back and guess who did what.
And when you're guessing who did what, you'll explain like say the blank one instead of just saying like the first one. Like say like describe it. You know, the tomato one. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so
All right.
why don't you start reading them, and you'll decide who did what.
Okay, let me get the window right so I can. I'm on
Oh
multiple
yeah, you have like
monitors.
infinity monitors.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. The very first one.
intend any exaggeration whatsoever.
I once left school after being slammed in the eye with a dodgeball at gym. The soft part had been ripped away, leaving the hard part inside. It hurt.
Quality poetry.
Yep.
The next one. I was eating lunch in a cafeteria at summer camp. Pasta was being served.
Oh.
When I finished my meal, I started walking towards the station where you drop off your dishes. I ended up slipping on some tomato sauce. Kids laughed at me. And, let's see. The third one. My first year of track, I ran hurdles, and was pretty decent at it, and I never fell. The next year, either I suddenly lost all ability, or they raised the height of the hurdles for some reason, because I found myself no longer being able to make it over the hurdle. During tryouts, we started on the grass, and then moved on to the track. On my first run on the track, I charged ahead, jumped, and my foot promptly caught the end of the top of the hurdle, and I wiped out completely. I limped through the rest and walked back to the beginning. Although my knee was stinging, I refused to give up and ran for it again, and once again tripped over the hurdle. Oh, okay. I'm trying to mentally profile right now.
Wow. Interesting.
This is a hard game.
Where's chapter 2? Where can I find out more?
Dlsonepodcast.com.
Read more of this creepypasta soon.
Oh my god.
Creepy pasta.
Oh my god.
All right.
Okay, so the fourth one. On a field day in 4th grade, we were playing a game outside that involved squeezing a sponge into a bucket with the goal of filling the bucket with water. At the time, I was wearing my
remember
digital
those.
Timex. Wait, who remembers that?
Oh!
Nobody
Oh my
remembers.
god! Wait, who
You
said
know,
that?
yeah. You
Did that
can't-
just give up the answer?
Nothing.
This is why you don't talk while they're reading it.
Wait,
Fine. Commentary at the end.
was that Abe?
No, you're reading and you're like, oh, that one was me.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, I remember writing this.
Oh my god.
Wow. Do I have to finish reading I think I know who it is?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's not what you're thinking.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah,
you
you
have
do.
to
You
mind
have
the
to
person
finish
who
all.
says they remember it doesn't necessarily mean it's the person who did
Yeah,
it.
because
Oh,
they
so
could
it's-
have also
it's-
been in the same predicament.
So it's not that person.
I'm just saying, it could be one way, it could be another.
never know.
It's completely uncertain.
Anyway, you can continue.
Okay. That I was very attached to sentimentally. Unfortunately, the watch got water all over it during this activity, making it suddenly go blank for the first time in my life.
Oh no.
It was fine in the end, but at the time I was really scared that it was broken, so I ended up going to the nurse, calling my mom, and having her pick me up early. That was really sad, actually. I thought these were supposed to be funny.
Can we pull this in high school? I want to do this.
My watch doesn't work.
Can I go?
Can I go home?
The nurse is like, no. And you're like, how am I going to know the time, though?
But it's like my teddy bear. Can I go home?
Can I go?
It's like, my watch broke. Also, I have a math test I didn't study for. Can I go home?
I have finals today, but my watch broke. Can I go?
Oh, wow.
My shoes got wet. Can I go home? I really like those socks that I'm wearing.
No, just like hide your thumb and be like, I can't find my thumb. Can I just go home?
Okay. Final who did what? Final who?
So, my friends and I wanted to meet up for the first time at a new park, for me, to play soccer. And they gave me the name, but instead of putting park into Google Maps, I put field, and was very confused when I didn't see any of my friends for 30 minutes after I got there. It turns out we drove to the completely wrong park on the other side of town, and it took me up to half an hour to realize when I called him.
Go ahead, Chris.
Okay.
Well, like, before the last question, I would have, like, placed the last one with Ava because of soccer, but, like, let's see. So, let me go from the top. I would say Derpy was the first one.
The dodgeball?
The dodgeball one?
Yeah.
I would say number 2 is Adam. Like the pasta one?
Tomato sauce one.
Yeah.
It's a pasta.
Okay.
Pasta.
Pasta.
I would
Pastafarian.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the track one would be TPC. The 4th grade one I think is Ava. And the last one is DG Cubes.
You
How'd I
got
do?
one right.
Oh, dang!
Yeah, you
What
got
are
you
the
got mine
answers?
right. I was the track one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I guessed that one right.
Yeah. I went home with my watch.
Oh my god!
I knew it.
I
Also,
still have that watch
I
and it
said
still works.
I said I remember as in like I remember having field days. I didn't.
Yeah,
mean,
I
like,
had field day
remember
too.
that. Yeah, I was just saying like
Yeah, I had the
was
same
like, oh yeah,
activity.
field days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that activity.
That's why I
was what
said
was
it
saying.
could
was
go
like,
one way or another.
Yeah,
Dang.
that's
I
why I
was
said I
To
remember
imply
that.
complete uncertainty.
And Allison said that, not me.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing when it like got big.
Okay, who was the pasta?
I think
Me.
Ava,
Oh,
yeah.
you see, I would have sworn, like, if it was me guessing, I didn't know the answers. So I thought it might be Derpy because it's like the origin story of why he hates tomato
No,
sauce.
I
Oh
just
my
don't
God.
like. You
It's like
realize
the
I just
Batman
don't like the
origin
taste.
story, like, tomato sauce killed my parents in a dark
No,
alleyway.
I don't have PTSD with tomato sauce. Are you kidding me? I just don't like the taste.
Wait, so Ava, which one did you get right?
Allison's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the track one.
The
right.
dodgeball one was Adam.
Adam.
Yes,
Okay.
I was
Adam keeps
dodgeball.
hurting himself.
Oh, true.
It's- You guys have to know the trend. It's if it's somebody hurting themselves or getting hurt, it's probably.
Well, I mean, there was another
Adam-
hurting themselves, and
Oh,
the
true.
track was also
True,
hurting
true.
themselves.
So Adam was dodgeball, Ava was tomato sauce, Allison was track, DG was watch, and I was soccer field.
Oh, you were
Right.
my
Yeah.
second
Fun.
guess for soccer field. Wait, no, you were my
there
first
you go.
guess.
Well, don't
Fun.
worry, Chris. People
Huh?
have done worse.
That's true.
Wait, was it like Damien that got a 0
Damien
out
got-
of 5?
Damien
or
got
0 out of 4? Yeah.
Damien got
Didn't,
zero.
didn't Andrew get all of them?
Andrew got all of them.
Andrew got
Wow.
all of them. Yeah, that was
Wow.
impressive. That was really impressive.
All right.
All right.
Um,
So now it's time to move on to everybody's second favorite segment.
Favorite.
Cubing in the news.
Right. All right. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what cubing in the news is, we've done it in every single episode except one. So you should really just like listen to any of them.
You have a
and
one
you'll
in
know what
you
it
have a
is.
1 in 18 chance on landing in an episode. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But
Just
but
listen to the first one. The first one we had we started off with a huge bang with keeping the news. It was a great article.
This one could give it a run for its money.
That's true.
Basically,
true.
we just find really bad cubing news articles.
Yep.
This one is about Aryan Kejriwal, and it's called "Tried Speed Cubing. The 16-year-old Indian American is a star in an unusual sport." So
this is just made more funny because Aryan Kejriwal is a guy in the Northeast that we go to comps with.
Yeah. We know him
we're all
very
friends
well.
with him and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's pretty great.
60 achievements
so
in
the
his
subtitle-
kitty.
what?
60 achievements in his kitty.
Yes.
Wait,
What?
what?
It says under the caption for the picture is Aryan Kejriwal has close to 60 achievements in his kitty.
What?
I don't know
What does that
what
mean?
the heck that
I think
means.
it's in his city.
And
In his
achievements,
career? Wait,
just general achievements.
Is there another definition for a kitty that we
I
don't
think
know?
I think there is because
Sounds like
I think
horrible autocorrect.
a fund of money for communal use. A
No.
pool of money.
maybe not
Wow. Maybe it's just,
denoting a jail in early 19th century. So
maybe he
so
denoted
he has 60
jails
achievements in jail. I don't know.
in his own jail.
Guys, I don't mean to brag or anything, but I have over 500 achievements in my kitty. Just saying.
Oh my god. Title name.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so the subtitle for this article is Aryan Kejriwal, 16, is a young professional living in New York. No, a young professional living in New York is making a mark around the world with his talent in speed cubing. So Chris Tran, it's a pretty short article. So if you want to read the whole thing with your soothing voice,
Oh my
you
god.
can do that.
Yes, everyone wants to hear
It's
your voice
amazing.
more. Yes.
Okay, so let's read this article. Aryan Kejriwal has close to 60. I can't. I just can't.
Already failed.
I can't.
Aryan Kejriwal has close to
Achievements in his
5
kitty.
words in. 5 words in.
Oh my god. Okay, second try. I'm just gonna skip that line. At one point or another, you might have tried to solve a Rubik's Cube, the 3D combination puzzle that includes matching colors on a particular side of the cube. Most players fail to hit the right note and give up after attempting it for the umpteenth time. Only a few determined souls can rack their brains to get to the bottom of it.
Oh no.
Would you ever try to crack the puzzle against a racing clock? Yes, it's an actual sport called speed cubing, and an Indian American team has not only aced it, but also has won many international championships.
International?
sports too.
He won worlds
Yeah,
many
he won
times.
worlds.
Many
Yep.
times. In all the events.
I love how they say aced it like cubing's a test or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, aced
Like,
it.
you did it, you're done. Good job. Aced.
Oh my.
Wait, has he? Has he won? No, he
He's won like events
think
in
He's
local comps.
podiumed.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think they just say international because people compete from different
Yeah,
countries.
yeah, that's what they think.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been to Indian
Yeah.
comps.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, yeah.
Oh wow.
Right.
Aryan Kejriwal. Did I read that already? No, you
No,
read
no.
that.
That's,
No.
yeah, that's where. Yeah, go there.
Yeah.
16-year-old, a young professional cubist living in New York, is making a mark around the world with his talent. With over 50 medals in a span of 3.5 years, Kejriwal is the Rubik's
It's
Cube.
the, not a, the Rubik's Cube master.
He's
The
long.
Rubik's
Cube
Cube
master.
master.
Arian. Wow.
Wow.
Can we start calling him Rubik's Cube Master?
No, the Rubik's Cube
Yes.
master.
The Rubik's
The
Cube
I think we
Master.
started
Rubik's
calling him like
master.
young. We started calling him like young professional on the chat after we read this.
It's young professional.
I don't get what they mean by professional. Like,
Yeah.
like is cubing his job?
Yeah.
Wait, the only professional... Who are the only professional cubers?
Anthony
Brooks.
Brooks.
And is Felix... No,
No.
not really.
Okay,
Actually,
well,
yeah,
it
Felix.
depends.
Cube skills.
Felix makes a
Cube skills.
lot of money.
That's
But I
can't
mean,
say
like,
how
if
much.
you
It's a little off
counted
track,
it, he's
but
a
yeah.
college student.
No,
still,
but
right?
define professional cuber,
You
because
make
like
your-
technically
you
anybody
make
who
your-
has a cube store.
you make your
right?
living off. Oh, that's true. Professional cubers can be
No, you make you living off of cubing.
Okay.
selling.
Selling.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
business,
not-
not
okay.
cubing. Well, I mean, it is
cubing, but not mainly, like business.
Mm.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Very few people
Anyway.
can do that.
Wait, so would I count as a professional cuber? No, I don't actually cube for money. I just play with them.
You make cubes.
Yes.
You make cubes from what? Yeah.
You play with the rubric.
I don't know. That's like a gray area.
You're a
Yeah.
professional rubric maker.
Rubric.
Yeah.
maker.
Oops,
Wow.
headphone popped
Rubric.
up.
You make a lot of
you,
Roblox.
you must be good at making tables to make
What?
good rubrics.
That's it.
That's as an
You make a lot of Roblox, but not as many Minecraft.
Aw.
So we should really go into
Go
that.
into Minecraft modding.
Yeah.
Put
This is
magnets
honestly
into
my favorite
Minecraft.
meme.
Magnets in a Minecraft.
Magnets in Minecraft. Will it lube?
Oh wow.
I'm sorry, Cuber time.
Oh no!
This is an intense roast session. This podcast episode.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Okay. Anyway, you can continue.
Recently, he won 5 medals in a Rubik's Cube speed solving competition in Massachusetts on April 1st, 2017, Weston Spring. I mean, it's great they used April 1st as a reference.
Yeah, but they start the sentences with "and."
Oh, yeah.
And
Well,
An Indian American
There's nothing.
team.
Technically, you can
Yeah.
do that.
That's not really so bad.
That's
Like,
just-
it's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just a
They
rule
they
they
also
tell you in elementary
they also
school
called
when
him
you're
a
supposed to.
professional cubist.
yeah.
Kedgerwall takes part in speed cubing competitions held in both the
Wait,
U.S.
no, you skipped a paragraph.
Oh,
It's
crap.
after winning.
Oh, right. After winning a gold medal in the 5x5 game, 5x5 game, he is currently ranked 3 in the U.S. and has secured the 18th berth in world ranking.
What's birth?
I always
Like
thought
a
berth
They're
was-
just-
position. A position.
They just like
Yeah.
to use words that people don't use.
They just like to use all the synonyms possible.
Yeah.
Hey, this
They
article's
went-
pretty good, but you know what would make it better? A thesaurus.
Yeah, we were
It's like J.R.
doing.
Cooper's old videos.
Yeah.
Yo!
Well, and this reminds me of like reading. I'm starting to read like practice college essays because I have to do that soon. And there's this famous essay called the Costco essay. And this person who wrote the Costco essay, I'm gonna spare you the details, but she just used like a thesaurus and just replaced a bunch of the words just with like really fancy words, and then that's how she got into schools. I don't like it.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Dang.
It's annoying, really annoying.
Anyway.
He also got
Sorry,
Sorry,
that was
Anyway,
really going
18th
off
birth.
topic.
18th birth.
in the world ranking, and he also got gold in the 6x6x6 match. Wow, they really did do that game match.
They like have a
birth.
hard rule not to use the same word
Exactly.
twice.
They just they
Match.
they can't
Yeah.
use they can't use like cube twice. They can't use
Yeah.
like round.
Oh yeah, guys, I was wrong. My proudest achievement is my first Pyraminx, my first medal in the Pyraminx match.
Is that the same as the Pyraminx game?
Yeah, they can't use event apparently. Like they.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So,
Anyway.
Anyway,
Kedgerwall has
you were on a 6x6x6 match, I think.
Oh, yes. And
Yeah.
is number 3 in the US and number 16th in the world among over 10,000 such players.
Oh my.
Rubik's players.
Oh my god.
6x6x6 players.
Players. Do you play Rubik? Do you play
I-
Rubik?
Do you play
I
play
play,
Roblox.
I play lots of Rubik.
Rublik.
Oh, I saw.
Yo, that's a new one.
That's a good one.
Rublik.
That was a good one.
There was-
Rublik. Nice
that's so-
Rublik.
That's so funny. I don't know if you guys saw, but in the chat the other day, I posted a comment on one of Felix's videos. Someone said, "How to play Rubik quickly." Anyway.
Be right back. I'm gonna update my status.
We were on Kedgerwall takes part.
Playing Rubik.
Playing Rublik.
Rubik.
Oh my
I
god.
think that just came from me like not being used to not having braces, so I just say weird things sometimes.
It's perfect.
Okay.
So, Kedrewal takes place in speed. Wait, did I read that already?
Takes part.
Takes part.
Oh,
Yeah.
takes part in speed cubing competitions. Why? It feels so familiar reading that. I don't know.
Because you accidentally started that when
Oh,
you
yeah,
skipped
like
the
twice.
previous
Oh, right.
Okay.
In held in both the U.S. and India. In March, he won the
It's a
silver
weird
medal in 5x5 in just 50. Was that his average?
No.
No,
single.
he's
Oh.
a single.
I was gonna be very impressed. In just 53.44 seconds, almost 10 seconds better than his earlier golden 5x5x5 for decoding it in 1 minute.
my
5
God.
seconds.
Decoding it. Oh no.
You think they can't go worse, but they get much worse.
Decoding it.
Decoding it.
Wait. Okay, so for the 1 minute 5 second, that was an average.
Oh my
But they,
god.
but they listed
It
a
was
single.
Wait,
Oh
and
my
they say
God.
almost 10 seconds better, but it's over 10 seconds better than that.
Oh no.
I think they meant about 10 seconds, but they decided
Yeah, but
that
they suck.
almost was a good idea.
Oh wow. It's like in the middle of his 5x5 solve, he's like, I missed a parentheses. Where is it?
Oh my
my
god.
God.
Wait,
Ooh,
he didn't have a competition in February 2017.
Ava, get on WC.
Oh my god.
Thanks
Wow.
for 5x5.
Which is better, playing Rubik or decoding my kitty?
Decoding my kitty.
Nice Rublik.
Playing Rubik or decoding my kitty?
Oh wow. This game involves matching the same color on a side as quick as one can. The 3x3 cube is the most popular one, but not many know that it can have over 43 that's it's like reptilian.
Quintillion.
Quintillion.
That's not how you spell it.
Where did this person
Yeah, it's
go
like
to
if
German?
It
Magic
can
symbol.
have almost 43 quintillion.
Oh wow.
Also, permutations and combinations isn't necessary there. It's just permutations.
Yeah, or combinations.
No, combinations is something different though.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
Mathematically.
mathematically speaking.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Oh right. That's true. Yeah.
Ta-
Oh wow.
Anyway.
Taking it to
taking
the
it
wow.
to the level of
Wait,
What?
Oh no,
What?
this is
Wait.
so.
start the
what?
sentence again. It doesn't make sense.
but
Just read the whole sentence through.
But, comma, not many know that it can have over 43 quintillion permutations and combinations, taking it to the level of 7x7, with about 17 variants of cubes. You're right, the subject does not
Wait,
match the
wait.
action
It
order.
just derails.
Wait,
That-
where?
That's an intense run on.
Some of the combinations make it a 7x7.
But not many know taking it to the level.
What does it mean?
Yeah, I don't really know what that's supposed to mean.
17 variants of cubes. There are way more. I mean,
What
there are
is
18
it?
events, right?
What is
like,
it? And who's taking
Yeah.
it?
And also, like, there are 18 events, but they say there are 17 variants of cubes. Like, what are they saying?
Oh my god.
I wonder if we read news things about other sports and things, and they're just as inaccurate.
Oh wow.
I kind of hope they are.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so...
But I mean, compared to other sports, cubing is very, like, under...
Under the radar.
Yeah.
we should check some cup stacking articles.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's true. That's
That'd be
true.
interesting.
I bet gaming is horrible.
Oh dear lord.
You know, with the whole PewDiePie.
Alright,
scandal or
last
whatever.
paragraph.
Last paragraph. A cube is tasked to recognize the patterns and then determine which set of algorithms he/she can apply to solve it in the fastest time. Established in 1982, the World Cubbing Association, WCA, is the official organization supporting the sport. Spread across several countries, the association has over 65,000 participants, and Kedrewal is a top-notch player among them. For all the latest lifestyle news, download Indian
Top-notch
Express app
player.
now.
We should download the app.
Yes.
I want more of
For
this.
more articles about Aryan Casual.
Wait, is that the end? I have a really good
Yeah.
pun. Ready?
Okay.
I guess you could say that the Indian Express are non-cubers.
What?
What?
No, Naan.
Oh my
Non-cubers.
god.
Oh my.
Hey!
Yeah.
Is that a type of bread?
Yeah.
I just looked it up because I've never heard of that before. It's a leavened oven-baked flatbread found in the cuisines of Central and South Asia.
It's pretty good.
That was supposed to be a bad pun, just so you guys know.
See, that was good, but like I didn't get it at first. I was like,
I'm changing my answer. I'm kicking Adam
Yeah.
off the show.
Haven't we
Late
decided
shade,
that
but
we're
we'll
kicking
take
him
it.
off the show like the whole podcast?
An incident happened at Dlsone podcast episode 19 where Adam was stupid and she decided to ban him.
Permaban.
He's been banned indefinitely from the World Dlsone Podcast Association, WDPA.
Derpy, that's the first time you've used indefinitely right.
Wow, thanks, DG.
Rip.
Oh my god. We're all just mean to each other.
It's true. I've corrected you on that word like 3 times.
Wait, on what
argue
word?
with that statistic.
Indefinitely.
I used to
Oh.
think indefinitely meant like until decided upon.
Actually, yeah.
Oh.
But now it's just it's just like forever.
Yes.
Derpy, technically, I've heard that it's actually a big deal in like the legal world.
In what world?
Oh, like legal works?
Yeah,
Oh.
actually, I have heard it used as like until determined too. Like I've heard it used both ways.
Oh wow, maybe you're right this whole time, Derpy.
Oh,
It says
DG is
for an
wrong?
Unlimited or unspecified period of time.
Yeah,
DG is
exactly.
wrong.
So,
Interesting.
yeah.
DG.
No, wait, but you did use it one time saying, I will see you indefinitely. So,
Oh, yeah,
like,
I don't think
I
don't think
did
that's
say
right.
that,
You
and I
did
thought
say
it meant like until next time.
okay, so we've both been using it wrong. But I was wrong in
Correcting me.
berating you for
Yeah.
your misuse of the word.
For giving me so much
I
crap.
sincerely apologize.
So I've added a very important meme to the show notes, so you should check, to the viewers, you guys should check that out.
Nice Roblox.
Nice Roblox.
Nice Rublik. Chris likes it.
This is honestly
Anyway.
my favorite meme.
Alright, so that's about it for this episode. A big thank you to Chris for coming on. We had a really good time. Thank you. And it's time to announce our next guest. So, drum roll please. And our next guest is Sean from SpeedCube Review. So,
Yeah.
So if you have any questions for Sean, make sure to leave them down in the comments, and we're looking forward to having him on. Anyway, that's about it for this one. If you have any likes or reacts, please make sure to comment them up above in the video, and that would be many appreciated. Like video and share this comment on Instagram for more views like this in the past. Thanks for watching.
Okay, bye.
Anyway,
And end cut.
wait, I didn't get to say my.
Anyway, next
moving
question
on.
from
Moving
Roy
on.
Lee. Or
Go ahead, DJ.
This is what happens when you go last.